Yo, what's up everybody? Ship here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another video. We're standing by the bank, so you know what that means. We've got another build video. Today we're featuring the Hunter, the Liar's Handshake, on Arc Strider specifically, and what makes this build so potent are the Gambler's Dodge and the Combination Blow in combination with the Liar's Handshake. So guys, in case you don't know, Combination Blow, defeating a target with this ability also fully refills your class ability energy and restores a small amount of health. Now, Gambler's Dodge, when you dodge around enemies, will fully recharge your melee, alright? So you're basically going to have unlimited cooldowns. Let's show it in action. But guys, if you do enjoy this video, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps the channel a ton. Now, let's show it off in action. I'm going to lob a grenade in there, so it's going to do its thing. All right, now we get to work with our Liar's Handshake. Okay, so the amount of damage that this outputs is just staggering, especially when you pair it with a once you punch shotgun. The thing goes bonkers. Okay, so things are going to die around you very quickly. Let's look at the class as well as the aspects and fragments. Let's get into that right now. Okay, guys, so now that we've seen the build in action, let's take a look at the mod customization page. All right, so we've got our Hunter with our Liar's Handshake. So what mods do we want to run with this build? So on the helmet, I have double hands on, so you gain bonus super energy on melee kills. Beautiful. This is really nice because the super that we're using doesn't recharge that fast, so you're going to be able to get it up pretty quick by getting a lot of melee kills. On the Liar's Handshake itself, we have fastball. I personally can't throw grenades with a fastball, so this is up to you. If you don't like it, you don't have to put it on. Next, we have heavy-handed. Your powered melee final blows create orbs of power. What's really nice is that we basically can always have our powered melee up on this build, which in turn will make us a lot of orbs. Okay, next up, impact induction. Causing damage with a melee attack reduces your grenade cooldown. So grenades are so powerful, and if you have two ad spawns spawning up at once, you can stick a grenade on one and get to work with your Liar's Handshake on another. So being able to have the grenade up constantly through melee damage, which we're doing the entire time, is huge. Next, chest piece. So melee damage resistance is huge. You're going to be in the thick of things amongst lots of ads, so being able to take more melee damage from them in combination with some of the things we'll see in the aspect fragment page makes it really valuable. Next is concussive dampener. So the knights, when they spawn, those big large blockers that come through, they will be spitting all kinds of fire at you. Concussive dampener will help reduce that. On the leg, completely up to you what you want to run. The couple things that I absolutely run is recuperation, so replenishes health each time you pick up an orb of power. This build, as you see, only has 30 recovery, so being able to get a bit of health constantly through orbs and through the combination blow is really nice, and being able to recover. I have solar scavenger on here for my xenophage, and then I have invigoration, so you reduce melee cooldown each time you pick up an orb. So whatever reason you need to recharge your melee a little bit extra, you don't have your dodge, you don't have your melee, it's probably not going to happen, but in the event, you have invigoration. Next up, we have bomber, so reduces your grenade cooldown when using your class ability. So we already talked about why we like having our grenade up, so this will help with that. Utility kickstart, it gives you a bit of energy back once you've expended your class ability. The important thing about this build is trying to reduce our cooldowns and using them all together and synergize them together in order to basically have max cooldowns. Last but not least, powerful attraction. We've talked about this in our other build videos. You automatically collect nearby orbs of power when you activate your class ability, including all of the motes in Gambit. Now that we've seen all the mod customization, let's get into the aspects and fragments. We're on the Arc Strider page. We are within the subclass. Let's take a look at it. So we've got our Gathering Storm. This super is for the primeval damage. If you want to do that, you can completely use Arc Staff if you're going to use it to invade, etc., whatever you like. But I definitely would recommend Gathering Storm here. But this helps immensely, and we have 100 mobility in combination with this. Next up is your jump. Use whatever you like. Combination blow, absolutely. A quick strike that temporarily increases your melee damage when defeating a target, stacking 3 times. And this, with the Liar's Handshake, is what makes this build so potent. Defeating targets with this ability also fully recharges your class ability and restores a small amount of health. Okay, so that is huge, and another reason why we don't run very much recovery on this build. It's just not that important. Next is a grenade. We saw with our other videos why we like the pulse grenade so much. Those links will be in the description, but this, whatever you want to use, but I absolutely love pulse grenades in Gambit. Up to our aspects, flow states. While you are amplified, your dodge recharges more quickly. You are more resilient while dodging, and your reload speed is greatly increased. So high density ads all over the place. This is absolutely huge. While you're amplified, it just gives you so many perks. It's absolutely fantastic. Definitely run flow state. Next, lethal current. After dodging, your next melee attack has increased lunge range, jolts the target, and creates a damaging aftershock. Damaging any jolted target with melee attacks also blinds them. So we're gonna see the fragments here and why jolt is so important, but that damaging any jolted target with melee, also blinding them, is huge for survivability, because you're basically, the enemies that you're fighting against can't really do anything against you for a couple of seconds. And as we know, if there's 10 enemies around you and all of a sudden you have fair game on them for a few seconds, I mean, with the strength of this build, it goes wild. That's what makes this so potent. Up onto the fragments. So Spark of Feedback. Taking melee damage briefly increases your outgoing melee damage. So we already talked about the ×3 and the Liar's Handshake. So with this Spark of Feedback, you're basically just maxing out how much damage you can do with that melee. Spark of Instinct. While critically wounded, taking damage emits a burst of damaging arc energy that jolts targets. If you do become red bar, you're going to jolt everything around you. Everything around you gets jolted. And as we saw with our aspect, if something's jolted, they're also going to be blinded. So you have a few seconds to recover and stay alive. You don't lose your motes. You can recover and you can keep clearing ads and regenerate your health, because once you get a melee kill, remember, you're going to be regenerating your health. Next up, Spark of Resistance. While surrounded by combatants, you are more resistant to incoming damage. It gives you a +10 strength, so that's fantastic. We know we're going to be in the thick of things. We know we're going to be taking melee damage. This will make you more resistant to that. Last but not least, Spark of Shock. We already talked about the jolt and the arc grenade, the pulse. Your arc grenade jolts targets. So a lot of people don't run this because of -10 discipline. Please, 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 please. Always run this, okay? Always. The jolting and the blinding is what makes this build so potent. All right, so guys, I will leave you with the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Everything will be timestamped for you. If you did enjoy the video, please make sure to comment, like, and subscribe, as I mentioned at the start of the video. And I will see you in the next one. All right, guys? Thank you so much for watching. See you soon.